Hi, today we're going to be working on weaving a bracelet using straws and just yarn. For this project, you will get in your kit the straws and some yarn. You can always use more if you have different colors that you prefer at home. You will also need a pair of scissors and some tape. So the first step is for us to cut these straws. We're going to cut that bendy part, and we want to cut them to be about 5 inches long. So if you have a ruler at home, if not, it's maybe like this much after, like not on the short side, but on the long side, this much right after that bendy part. So let's cut all of the straws. One more. And now what we're going to do is tape those three straws together, keeping them like this, right? You want to have them side by side. I'm going to use some tape and just, there we go. You don't have to use a lot of tape. Okay, so now we have them together. And now you also need to cut some yarn to be twice as long as your straws. So you can do this by measuring just the straw once and twice, and that's a 10-inch piece of yarn. It doesn't matter if it goes a little bit. So let's cut 3 pieces. So what I like to do is just fold them two more times, and then I'll cut them all together. So here we go. 3 pieces of yarn that are 10 inches long each, or twice as long as your straws. And now you are going to tie those pieces, but before we tie them, I think it's going to be easier just to put the yarn inside. So what we're going to do is thread your yarn through each one of the pieces through one of the straws, right? So you have 1 yarn per straw. Okay, so now you can see that I have my 3 pieces of yarn through the straws, and I'm going to make them the same height, and then I'm going to tie a knot using all 3 yarns together. So I'm just going to loop them all together like this, put them through, and tie it nicely. Do that one more time just for good measure. And there we have it, a nice good knot there with the 3 yarns. Okay, so now we have our 3 yarns, and they're all across that. So now we're going to start to weave, and I'm going to start with this other color. You can start with the same color. We gave you 2. You can do different colors as you work on your bracelet. So now I have untangled my yarn, and I'm going to start by making, using this one and separating a little bit here to put it through the first 2 straws, and you are just going to make a knot. Make it a double knot, always a good idea, so you have something strong to begin with. Nice double knot. Okay, and so now all you have to do to weave is to go under one of the straws and then over the other. So let's do it like this. Over and under. And we take it all the way to the top here. And then we go again. Make sure that you keep your weave tight. So under, over, under. And then you go back, over, under, over. So you're kind of going in a zigzag in a way. Under, over, under. And you keep on pushing it up. under, over, under. Just keep on weaving. So I'm going to speed up my video and weave a little bit, maybe halfway through. And then from there, we will make sure, look, I made a mistake here and this part is a little bit too loose. So it's not gonna tighten it unless I kind of go back. So just make sure that when you are doing your weaving that that it's tight against the straw, okay? I'll speed up my video and meet you halfway. Okay, so I am kind of halfway. I wanted to show you that it's very easy to undo what you have done. You just have to be careful here with the strings on the bottom. Remember, it's over, under, over, and then turn again on the last one and go in a different direction the last time, as the last time. So now, if you want to change colors, you can finish up and use only one color of yarn to finish your bracelet. But let's say you want to finish up with this color. You want to have a little bit of a different color. You can do this multiple times as well. So what you're going to do is you're going to tie up the end of your color. Be careful not to move it too much, with the end of the next color you want to work with. And you just tie it in a knot and make sure that that knot is strong. So you can tie it double knot if you want, making sure that that knot is going to stay there. And we'll try to hide this, but we want to cut this little pieces of yarn that are left over in our where we tied our knot. So we want to tie them and cut them. And so now we keep on doing what we were doing, and as you can see, we are getting into a new color on our bracelet. Oh, be careful with those yarns. So I'm gonna speed up again and keep on weaving my bracelet and see you at the end. When you have reached the end of your straws and you can't comfortably weave no more, make sure that you tie that last piece to one of the edges. So one of the edges, one of the straws on the edge of your project. So I'm gonna kind of pull that a little bit. See that last stitch? I'm gonna pull it and just go through it and not let it, and maybe do it one more time so we have a good knot there. There we go. Okay, so I have tied a good knot at the end, and I'm going to cut it. Any extra yarn that you have from your knots, you can cut now, at least the ones that are attached to your straws. Let's cut this one here, and let's cut this one here. Don't cut the ones that are coming out of the straw. And so before we tie this and finish up our bracelet, we are going to carefully cut the tape between our and we are going to be able to cut the tape here. And now carefully you can remove the straws from your bracelet. So grab one of them and pull slowly. And then we have the other one. And then we have the third one. Don't let your yarn get too loose there. Okay, so here we go. Oops. There we go. So we have pulled successfully out of there. We are going to tie a knot at the end here so our weaving stays in place. Make sure that you tie all 3 of your yarn. Give it a double knot. And there you have it. Like, maybe you can move your yarn a little bit. And there you go. There's a bracelet that you can wear yourself, that you made yourself. All you have to do is tie it up to your wrist. I hope you have enjoyed your weaving project. Hope to see you again soon. Take care.